Hey, how's it going? This is a little weird. I don't usually talk to the camera on here. Sometimes I serenade the camera, but never really talk to it. But we're switching it up a little bit today, and that's a good thing. Um, this is gonna be really awkward because, like I said, I don't usually do this, but we're just gonna be doing like a little like we're having a little chat here, or I'm talking to you. You can't really talk back. You can talk back if you want. It's just gonna be a little weird because I can't hear you. This is a great way to start the video. We're doing a little podcast type thing here. Not a podcast. I'm just gonna be talking, and you can listen if you want, or you can stop. It's fine. Do whatever you want. I'm going to be talking a little bit about animals. I have mixed opinions on different animals because the animal kingdom is one that is quite expansive. And it's really difficult to encapsulate your entire feelings on the animal kingdom as a whole because it is so varied in terms of species and such. God, I am so good at this. I just wanted to sit here and talk about animals because I like animals. Some of them, they're pretty cool. We're gonna start with jelly. Oh fuck. This is not scripted. I have no script. I have a list of animals on my computer screen, which is where the white light is coming from here. The blue light behind me is coming from my Budweiser clock. Look at that. Budweiser. It's very cool. Got it from my grandma. My grandma has animals. My grandma, or she used to. Well, she does. She has a dog, but that's not like it's a fun animal, but it isn't like an exotic animal. My grandma, my grandpa, they used to raise goats. They had two goats. One was named Pajamas, and the other's name was Greta. Pajamas and Greta. And that's all I really knew about them because I didn't really hang out around the animals when I was there. But they were there. They also had chickens. They had a lot of chickens, big egg people. And then they had turkeys and they had peacocks. That's all I can really tell you, man. I never really hung out around the animals when I was over there. My other grandma and my other grandparents, I might as well just lump them together. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. They have a cattle farm. They have a dairy farm, and I work there. Pretty cool. But I don't like cows very much because of that line of work. And I think if I weren't so engaged with cows, I might not have a problem with them, but working with cows is I think working with animals in general is probably a bit hectic, especially like untrained animals, even like untrainable animals. I don't think you could train a cow, but they're just a little crazy. Milking the cows is a bit of a chore because they like to kick, man. It's annoying, man. They kick your forearms. Sometimes they get lucky, they get your body. It hasn't happened to me. I had one almost step on my head though. We were letting some cows in and I was grabbing something along the floor and one almost stepped on my head. It was very scary, a near-death experience, but it hasn't affected me that much. I'm perfectly well adjusted. The other issue with cows is that they're very lackadaisical. Sorry, my phone just gave me an alert. It's about to die. Probably should have charged it before this. It's my bad. What was that? Cows and pooping, shitting, if you will. Yeah, they're very lackadaisical about where they will go to the bathroom. And by that, I mean they will literally just go anywhere, anytime, including when you are in their immediate proximity and in what we'll call the splash zone. Ooh. So, I mean, it's just through personal experience of cows, I've developed quite a distaste for them. However, not one such to the point where I don't want to work with them anymore. Because they're not horrible. Most of them are chill. It's like a minority of the population of cows they taint the entire reputation of the population as a whole because they act out, and those are the ones you remember. And that's just a metaphor for life. This is a deeply insightful talk we're having here in my bedroom. Oh my God, what am I doing? I wanted to start this off by talking about my favorite animal, and now we're a couple minutes in here and I haven't even mentioned it. I really like jellyfish. Jellyfish are my favorite animal. And I don't have a specific species of jellyfish that I like because I don't know any species of jellyfish. I don't know if they're all, you know how they glow? That's called bioluminescence. You probably knew that, but I really like bioluminescence. That's really cool. I find animals that light up awesome, freaking cool. I also like aquatic animals. They're very cool. So an aquatic animal that freaking glows in the dark, that's pretty cool. That's exactly what I like. And then there's sort of like an abstract art of an animal, and I find that deeply, maybe not intriguing because I don't bother to learn anything about them, but I find it interesting, you know? So I really like jellyfish. Like I will go to an aquarium just to see jellyfish. Like other animals are cool, but they're like the belle of the ball, man. That's pretty sick. I guess I should talk about animals that my actual immediate family has owned because I've just been talking about my grandparents, which is kind of weird. But I mean, I don't know. I think sitting in front of a camera instead of talking to real people is also weird, but I mean, I'm still sitting here, so you know. I keep forgetting where I left off. I keep losing my train of thought, man. It's really, it's amazing how quickly one can go off track when they're literally just talking to themselves. You'd think you're one half of a conversation, you should be able to keep track of the thoughts twice as well. But I'm still sitting here and I can't even remember what I just said. I was going to talk about animals that my family has. All right, let's do that. We've never been the kind of people that have a typical pet. And when I say that, I mean like a cat or a dog or even like just an indoor house animal, like a rodent, like a hamster. No hamster for this guy. I think it was because nobody really wanted to put effort into taking care of an animal. And so we always ended up with fish. So I have 3 siblings and everybody got a fish. And my younger sister at one point, oh my God, non-linear storytelling, I'm going to go back in time because I forgot other fish. The first fish I remember having, it wasn't mine, it was my older brother's. He had a goldfish, and its name was Rocky. I don't know why its name was Rocky. It's just a name for a goldfish. I don't know. I don't remember Rocky too well. All I remember is that when he had died, my dad just dumped his bowl out the side of the house, you know? Just Rocky was just left in the grass to be eaten. So that was a little tragic. And then my brother got another fish, and it was a delta. I think they're called delta fish. It was a blue delta fish. I think it's called a delta fish. I don't know fish. God, why am I doing this? My brother had a delta fish named Blue. It was a blue delta fish named Blue. It's a step back from the Rocky. It's not good. This video isn't good. That fish, Rocky, God. Blue was he was murdered by somebody dumping soap in his tank. That was a tragic day. Blue did not get chucked out the side of the house. Blue was flushed, as I think most dead fish are. So that was good. God. And I think the next step in the fish timeline was every one of my 4 siblings got a fish, and they were these little dudes. I can't even like do it with my fingers. They were really small. And eventually, well, they didn't live long. It was just a little baby fish, and we probably weren't taking the best care of them. But my younger sisters died. And my great uncle, my great aunt, they had a bunch of goldfish. And so my sister, in place of her dead small fish, got two pretty decently sized goldfish. Not huge, but way bigger than our little fish. And they went in the tank. The next morning, after we had gotten these goldfish, we woke up and there had been a fish massacre. My older sister's fish was completely gone. My older brother's fish was half eaten, and my fish was missing half of its face. So that was a very traumatic morning. We did not get more fish after that. That was the end of the fish saga. But my older sister, I don't even know how she got it, but she was, I don't know how she got it, but she got a rabbit. And it was the most boring name you could think of. It was named Thumper. We are not very creative with our names for our fish didn't even have names. The last batch. God, I am really bad at telling stories. So we had Thumper, this rabbit. I don't know why I'm holding up my hands. Thumper was all right. My sister, nobody really wanted to take care of Thumper. It was nothing against him personally. I just don't think anybody wanted to put in the effort of raising a rabbit. So Thumper was taken care of primarily by my brother, but not because my brother wanted to take care of it. It was because my grandpa made my brother go out to help with the rabbit. At least that's how I remember it. I think my siblings would probably tell it differently, but they're not in here. I'm very alone in this room. So we have Thumper being taken care of by my grandpa and my brother. And eventually Thumper gets freaking fat. Thumper was a fat rabbit. Big bunny. And there's nothing wrong with big bunnies. Big-bodied bunnies are perfectly all right in my book. But we were sick of taking care of Thumper, so we gave him to my grandparents, not the dairy farm ones, the ones with the goats and the chickens and the turkeys and the peacocks. And they took care of him for a while, and then he died. That was a very uninteresting day. I only remember being in the car, and my mom gets a call, and she's like, "Oh, Thumper's dead." And I remember I saw a cloud in the sky, and I thought, "Look, that cloud looks like a bunny. It's Thumper in heaven." And looking back on it, I just think it was like a thin, not a thin cloud, but it was just like a cloud, and I think I imagined two ears coming off of it. So it when you're a kid, you just want to like see things that aren't there. I remember we had a sandbox at school, and me and this one kid would we wouldn't dig a hole straight down. We'd dig a hole like diagonally and then have the hole come back up. So there's like a layer of like a sand bridge across the hole. And I was always like, oh my God, like if that bridge falls down, like the entire sandbox is going to go down, which like looking like, no, your little bridge is going to fall and the sandbox is going to be fine. I don't know what the hell oh, my computer just shut off. Oh, my lighting. Oh, there I am. God, why am I talking about a sandbox? This is the stupidest thing. But yeah, I'd go out there every day, and we did this thing for like a week, and then I don't think I ever saw the kid again. But I'd be walking back into the school, and I'm like, man, I really hope that bridge doesn't fall. I don't want to lose the sandbox, because the entire sandbox is going to collapse. I just, like, I don't understand how you can be, like, conscious and just have, like, that little of an understanding of how, like, architectural integrity work, or, like, structural integrity. That's probably the stupidest thing any kid has ever said ever. So, I'm the worst. I'm the worst at talking to cameras. That's the lesson for today. I've exhausted. I I have my list of animals up on my computer, and I've exhausted it. I only had like 8 things written down, and I've covered all of them. So I'm racking my brain right now. But there aren't really any other animals to talk about. I guess I could just rattle off my opinions on animals. I think, oh, you know, it'd be good, dog person or cat person. I've never really been around any cats, so it's not really fair. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like dog person or cat person, and they'll answer one or the other, but they haven't really been around the other one. I think it's more so in the case of dog people. Like, they haven't been around a lot of cats. I guess I'm just saying that as a general statement. That's just my experience, and I'm just generalizing it onto the entire population of the world. So I'm just like the worst person ever. God, I gotta pick up the self-talk here. I'm really dragging my opinion on myself down here. Oh God. So I due to my limited experience with cats, I feel like I have to say I'm a dog person, but that doesn't feel fair to cats because I don't know cats like that, you know? Sorry, cats. You're beautiful. God. I don't know. My best friend Maxim, he's been on the channel a couple times. More than a couple. He's in like every video ever. He had a guinea pig, and its name was Squeaky, which is a great name for a rodent. And Squeaky died, and I remember that was a big deal, but I can't really remember the circumstances around it. Nate, also big guy on the channel, Big Nate, like the books. God. Nate had guinea pigs. He had Ricky, Bobby, and Cal. I think it was Cal. Oh God, I feel like an asshole. They're dead too. All my friends' pets are dead. I have to talk about my friends' pets because I don't have any cool pets. Oh my God. I'm gonna stop talking. It's been great chatting with you. I hope you come again. Come to my room here with my Budweiser clock, my albums, and my music. I'm just flexing. I'm just talking. Maybe next time I'll just talk about all my stuff. That's what I'll do. I shouldn't do this again though. I'm sorry. It's a pleasure talking with you. I've been Tyler. Come again. What the fuck?